50 years after the JFK assassination, reporter Jim Lehrer may put some haunting memories behind him with a novel about that day and its aftermath. It's the fictional Top Down, a novel of the Kennedy assassination. So you were a reporter right across the street for the old Dallas Times-Herald.
That's right.
And Top Down, kind of an odd name, but it has a real important meaning.
Yeah, Top Down means the bubble top, which was on the back of the presidential limousine, and it had been put up there that morning because it had been raining in Dallas. And the question was, do you take it down once the weather cleared and all that sort of stuff? And a Secret Service agent made the decision to put the bubble top down. But this was with full knowledge and whatever of Kennedy had always said, President Kennedy had always said, I don't want that bubble top up unless it's a weather situation. Why would I want to be in a public thing? People come and see me under glass. So the Secret Service did what they were supposed to do, and I was at Love Field, and I witnessed them doing it, and that was the story that stuck with me for 50 years because there were a lot of theories that if the bubble top had stayed up for whatever reason, even though it wasn't bulletproof.
It wasn't bulletproof.
No, yeah, it was
right.
a quarter-inch plexiglass.
Right.
But it could have shattered, and one theory was it could have shattered and killed everybody in the car. The theory that the Secret Service agent in my fictional novel takes is it could have saved Kennedy's life because even though it wasn't bulletproof, it could have deflected, et cetera.
But you were the guy who went and asked, as a young reporter, went and asked the Secret Service agent, top up or top down, and it was a decision that one Secret Service agent made, take the thing off, and haunted that agent and other agents for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, the what-ifs after the Kennedy assassination run into the thousands. People, for instance, here in Dallas, who argued in favor of a motorcade. And then there were some who argued against coming to Dallas at all, or coming to Texas at all. There was all kinds of people who would make it, let's do it at Fair Park rather than at the Trade Mart, and all that sort of stuff. And those people all have similar memories. And all the Secret Service, you're exactly right, every Secret Service agent, there were about 50 of them involved in the whole Texas trip. Many of those guys really suffered as a result, because for a Secret Service agent to lose a president there's nothing worse.
There was at the time, in 1963, what a lot of people describe as a poisonous atmosphere that was stirred up by some civic leaders as well as by the other newspaper in town, the very conservative Dallas Morning News.
Yeah. You know, the poisonous atmosphere, I was here then and covered a lot of that stuff. There was a lot of what you'd call right-wing extremism. Whether or not that was fully representative of the people of Dallas, there's a lot of argument about that. My own experience is that was not representative of the entire city. But like all extremists, they make the noise.
Right.
And they protested a visit by Adlai Stevenson, who was the UN ambassador. There had been an event that I covered as a young reporter down at the Hotel Adolphus, where people spit on Lyndon Johnson when he was running for vice president and all that sort of. So it was in the wind, and there was no question it was also in the politics. But and everybody believed once the word came that Kennedy had been shot, the immediate reaction from everybody, including me, was that it had come from had to be a right-wing plot.
Right.
And it was only after, as hours went by, I discovered this guy, Lee Harvey Oswald. He was a different kind of winger.
As the smoke cleared, have you ever in the last 50 years subscribed to the hundreds, if not thousands, of conspiracy theories?
No. I was always prepared to entertain one. And I spent 6-7 months on assignment from the Times-Herald after the assassination, running down every one of these things. And I was always prepared. That's where the Pulitzers were. The Pulitzers weren't in proving it was one guy operating alone.
Right.
The Pulitzer was in proving it was a conspiracy. So I worked my tail off, as did everybody else. And when it's all said and done, to this day, sitting here 50 years later talking to you, Tim, I was still prepared until the last few years. Oh, the bells are going to ring on the machine, and it's going to say some guy on his deathbed, oh, I was Oswald's driver, or I was part of it. Hasn't happened. And there's not been any evidence that I have seen that is believable over the long haul that would indicate anything other than it was Oswald operating alone. We
need to tell you, folks have the opportunity to meet you, see you, hear you, part of a major event that is coming up Saturday, a day-long symposium marking the 50th anniversary, Saturday at the Southside Ballroom near downtown Dallas. We've got a link to tickets and more information on myfoxdfw.com. Thanks for coming back home.
Thank you, my friend. Good to see you again.